What's up, everybody? Dynast the Mirror, Search for Huru, and I have the brother Holip Sism on with us today. And we're going to be discussing Black people have nothing to lose by moving to Africa. And we were just discussing or speaking offline, me and the brother Holip Sism, and he said, what amount of disrespect is it going to take? And I cut him off. And I said, let's go ahead and get started because people need to hear this. I don't know, people who are watching this, I don't know if you're up to date or familiar with it. Holip System. This took place in Florida, right? With the $4 payout.
Yeah, and actually they reduced it to 4 cents because they said that the officer was 1% responsible for this guy's death, and then they, after 4%, they said, well, he was drinking, so now they reduced it to nothing,
Goodness.
even though he was in his own home, basically.
So what happened? So the brother was killed in his garage. I know that much.
Hmm.
What exactly happened? Do you know?
The details of the death?
Yes.
No, I mean, the only thing I know is it's typical, like he was in his garage, and then of course, um, he's got a gun, and then the guy shoots him, even though I don't see any gun recovered.
Right.
And he got shot. They said that he got shot when the garage door closed. How convenient.
How do you get shot with the club? So the bullet went through the garage door, or like?
Yeah, he said the door closed, and he shot his handgun like 4 times and killed him. Let me read this thing to them, maybe so people can have some context of what we're talking about.
Yeah, please go ahead.
A Florida family is heartbroken after a jury awarded $4 in damages for funeral expenses and pain and suffering in a case in which a St. Lucie County deputy fatally shot a father of 3 through his garage door, the family's attorney says Thursday. Deputy Christopher Newman killed Gregory Hill Jr., 30, in 2014 after a mother picking up her child at a school across the street called in a noise complaint. Newman and another deputy responded to Hill's home. Hill partially opened the garage door, closed it, and Newman fired 4 times, hitting Hill 3 times, including once in the head, according to court and police records. No charges were filed against Newman, who said he shot Hill because he brandished a handgun. Yeah, typical. Hill's mother, Viola Bryant, filed a lawsuit against Newman and Sheriff Ken Mascara, alleging wrongful death, negligence, excessive force, and violation of Hill's 14th and 15th Amendment rights. Rights.
Right.
Bryant also accused a SWAT team that responded to the scene of firing so much tear gas and causing so much damage to Hill's one-story home that no one can live in it now. After 10 hours of deliberation last week, a jury found that Newman was not liable in Hill's death and that Mascara was 1% liable. Hill was 99% responsible for his own death, the jury ruled, according to court documents. In deciding damages in the case, the jury awarded Bryant $1 for funeral expenses and $1 for each child's loss of parental companionship, instruction and guidance, and mental pain and suffering. Verdict forms show. Hill's children are 7, 10, and 13. Because the jury found that Mascara was only 1% responsible, the verdict was reduced to 4 cents. And then, because the jury found that Hill was drunk at the time, the final payout was nothing. So let's stop there.
Go ahead.
Obviously, unless you're a complete and utter moron or a disingenuous fool, it's obvious that they were trying to send a message not only to this family, but to Black America.
Right. What's the message?
The message is, you're not welcome here. We don't want you here. You will never be equal to us, and we will never treat you like you have any rights or anything in this country. That's the message. Now, the tricky part is those same people that tell you that message will get mad at you if you say, fuck America, or fuck the flag, or fuck the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, Holipsism. Hold up, Holipsism. We built this country. We built this country. How dare we built this country? We built the foundation of it. Our ancestors built the White House. How dare you be disrespectful in that type of way?
Right. Mexicans are helping to build a lot of homes right now. Did that mean they have part ownership on the lease?
It's not. I understand what you're saying, Holipsism, but we built this country. We still built it. We built the country. We built it.
Thank you. Thanks. That's what the white man is saying. Thank you for helping me build up my country. But if you think that because you built anything in this country, that gives you part ownership or any percentage of ownership in what we have, you are sadly mistaken. And this verdict is just another slap in the face. It's like this stuff. The thing that really, I guess, what angers me is that from my position, we already know this. Like the people that are nationalists and Africans and progressive, we know this. This stuff doesn't shock us. This stuff doesn't surprise us. I think what angers me is that these things still have the ability to have the effect on me that they do. And it's probably because I really sincerely love my freaking people. And I don't want to see them get abused. And that's what's going on. Now, my question is this. Because keep in mind, I'm not in the chat room. I don't even know if people are in the chat room. Is anybody listening?
Yeah, people, they're there.
I'm quite sure that there's some freaking mouth breathing moron that's in the chat room right now that's going to be offering some counter against either me or nationhood.
Not
My
yet.
question,
Not
well,
yet.
good. They're coming, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, what is your solution to this problem? How about Holip just shut the fuck up and don't say nothing? Don't offer any suggestions that I've offered. What is your solution? The people that are saying we can do it right here. The people that are saying that we shouldn't have any power of our own. We shouldn't control any land of our own. We shouldn't have a nation. We shouldn't build any infrastructure. That's just some pipe dream of Holip and the rest of these crazy nationalists. What is your solution to that family?
Well, we have to call Maxine Waters. Give Maxine Waters a call. Let's get her on the phone. Let's get Al Sharpton on the phone. Let's reach out to our politicians. Let's boycott Starbucks. Let's hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. That's the solution.
Gotcha. And that solution hasn't been tried. It's totally new, right? Like that solution has never been tried before.
No, but this is new right here. See, this would not have happened if the brother got his paperwork filed and changed nationality status and changed his last name to El Bay. Then that would not have happened, Holipsism. See, that's what you're missing out. If he would have knew his natural rights as a sovereign Moish for Mo, not to be considered, not to be confused with Mo's, the taco burrito spot. But if you knew his national indigenous rights as a Mo and the treaty that was made between the Mo's and the United States government, Bill Cosby would not have been arrested. None of this would have happened. You could drive without a driver's license. If you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite and you know your status, indigenous from Turtle Island, this would not have happened, Holipsism. You are crazy. You are crazy for wanting to move and not claim the land that was taken from the slave trade didn't happen. It happened in reverse, and we are Mo's, and we built this country, and this is our land.
Yeah, they're definitely Mo's.
That's it.
Oh, you're going out?
Yeah, that's it. That's
okay.
it. Yeah, I'm done.
They're definitely Mo's. I agree with that.
That's what we need, Holipsism. And I can't believe you are pushing this Africa stuff when we built this country and we are the Moes.
You forgot to add one last thing too to that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That ran. How we gonna rise up?
We gotta rise up. We gonna rise up. We're gonna call Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, and we gonna rise up.
Mm-mm-mm. Yo, brother, can I read something?
Oh, the floor is yours. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I want to read something from the BAIO Ning site.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this chat room, like in the thing, I don't think they take links, right?
No. If you should be able to post a link. If not, just email it to me real quick and I'll post it.
Okay, let me do that. I'll email it to you because I think I tried doing a link before and it didn't work. So
Shout out to Sean.
I'm gonna send you. I'm sending you the About Us section of the BAIO Ning site, and I want to read it.
Okay. All right. Let me get the email so I can pull it up. Did you send it already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and post this in the. And guys, make sure you check out the site as well. People, once I post this, well, after the stream, obviously, but make sure you guys go and check it out. But all right, I just posted it.
Okay. This is the About Us section, and it says BAIO is a geopolitical organization of African American and African diasporan victims, descendants, and POWs of the transatlantic slave trade scattered throughout the diaspora, living as second and third class citizens in foreign lands. Our condition is tied to the legacy of slavery and genocide of African people in North America and the African diaspora. BAIO, along with some of the most powerful bloggers in Black America and the diaspora, will make the case that it's time for landless sons and daughters of Mother Africa to have self-determination. We believe self-determination means self-rule and government. The only place this can happen is in Africa. It is time for us to move forward to our ancient homeland. We are currently pursuing negotiations with African governments. This will require participation and brainstorming of our most educated, our intelligentsia, and our academic elite. We will organize our people for this mission. We want to create a non-reversible situation as we send pioneers to the continent. Building settlements and proclaiming African will be the enduring goal to our national salvation. We are unapologetic Black African nationalists and African-centered progressives. Nationalists have zero interest in overturning the system or being a militant, subversive, or an agitator within a sinking ship. A nationalist is a person who advocates political independence for a country or state. We have no desire to make America great again or establish a base of operations in the land of our historic enemies, nor be surrounded by them. The BAIO is not here to fix America's problems. We want to establish an independent nation state of our own on the continent of our ancestors for the victims, descendants, and POWs of the transatlantic slave trade scattered throughout the diaspora, living as second and third class citizens in foreign lands. Those enclaves of stolen Black African people scattered across the diaspora and living as second and third class citizens will be transformed into successful and thriving satellite communities. No different than the Chinatowns existing in American cities are satellite communities of China once the nation state is established. People always ask, why are there no Africa towns in America? Well, how can you have an Africa town if you have no Africa? We at the BAIO, Black African Infrastructure Organization, strongly believe that African Americans and African diasporans need to know what it is like to control a piece of territory from the bottom to the top and control policy on that piece of territory. Until we do that, we will always be at the mercy of the people that do. See Flint, Michigan.
Right.
The BAIO is not a back to Africa movement. The BAIO is moving forward to land, infrastructure, and nationhood on the continent of our ancestors and our ancient homeland. Now, the reason why I read that.
Go ahead. You need to give clarity to people who just don't get it.
Yeah. The reason why I read that is I always hear, and it's probably somebody in the chat room that's asking this question: well, how are you gonna build on the continent? How are you gonna go over to this and that and this and you know? I love how we always put the cart before the horse. The reason why I read that is I want everybody who listened to what I just read in the chat room to type in agree or disagree. Because before you can start talking about how you're going to do something, shouldn't you first establish whether you want to do it or not? Because we haven't gotten past that point. Me and Kala and Minister Dawood and all the other brothers who's nationalists and progressive are constantly fighting with black people about whether or not we should even have land, infrastructure, and nationhood. So how did we graduate past that point? And now we at the point where we asking, well, how do you go about doing it? Should we have it or should we not have it? Yes or no? Agree or disagree? And you tell me what the response is, man.
Some people are saying agree. Some people are saying, well, they have a lot of land here in America that's not being used. Why go to Africa?
So I take that as a disagree.
Yeah, it's a disagree.
Okay, that's a disagree. Just say disagree. Don't give me a big diatribe. You know, not you. I'm not talking about you, but the person who's doing that.
You can't just go to Africa and take their land.
Disagree.
Disagree. Nobody said that.
Because they can't. You know why? Because if you say disagree, when I say the solution is land, infrastructure, nationhood, if you put in the group I disagree, then people are going to look at you like you're a fucking idiot.
All right.
But if you filibuster and you come up with all of these excuses, then it doesn't really. It's like it seems as if you're being rational, or if you're trying to. Well, let's think about this. No, nigga, it's very simple. It's very simple. Do you want to live in this country under the social, economic, and political domination of white people, or do you want to have your own shit? Yes or no? That's how you determine who's a fucking clown and who's for real. Because if you can't even get people to agree on that, then we shouldn't even be having this discussion.
Let me ask you, did you hear what happened to Tariq Nasheed?
No.
Oh God.
No, I didn't. Did something happen recently?
Yeah. I gotta play this real quick, bro. I mean, I this ties into what we're discussing. Hold on one second. I definitely gotta play this for you. I gotta share the screen and play this for you. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let's see. I gotta play this, bro. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. Everybody in the chat room, as you enter the chat room, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate.
Remind me to do that too. I gotta hit it here.
Very good. All right, here we go. Let me. I definitely gotta play it. Give me 1 second.
Los Angeles.
In fact, let me just play the video. Let me share the screen. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are familiar with it. Should share. Send to everyone. All right, here we go.
You gotta show me how to do that screen sharing thing.
Sound asleep when.
Hold on, let me run it back.
Skyfox Los Angeles police officers creeped toward the home of Tariq Nasheed. He was sound asleep when police first tried to make contact by telephone.
They said, "This is the police. You need to come outside. What are you wearing?" So I hung up again. I'm like, that sounds weird.
A fourth call sent Nasheed to his front door.
I looked out the front door and there's people with guns pointed at me.
He called the police back and was advised to go outside with his ID.
They were told that there was bombs in the house and I had my wife kidnapped and tied up, and it was just a whole thing they made up. And again, the police kind of suspected that it could have been a swatting thing.
Swatting is when someone makes a false report to police, prompting an emergency response.
A lot of stuff we want to talk about tonight.
Nasheed is a popular figure on YouTube and has produced a series of documentaries about Blacks in America.
Anytime you talk about racial injustice, that's going to make you a target. Going back and Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Dr. King.
He believes white supremacists are behind the swatting, the same ones that troll him online and have sent police on false reports to his public speaking events. This, though, is the first time he's been targeted at home and involved his wife and child. Nasheed remained cool, but questions why he was handcuffed when police already suspected this was a bogus call.
They were actually good guys, and I take my hat off to them. They were very professional. But what if they weren't, though? You know, that's a dangerous situation to put somebody in, especially a person, a Black American, in this day and age where you can be killed with impunity.
Hold on, I want to rewind that part.
American in this, you know, that's a dangerous situation to put somebody in, especially a person, a Black American, in this day and age where you can be killed with, to put somebody in, especially a person, a Black American, in this day and age where you can be killed with impunity.
Well, he also points to an incident in Kansas earlier this year. That's when a man here in Los Angeles called swatting in Kansas, and then the man there was killed by police. Meantime, what is the penalty for swatting? It's a minor one, basically making a false report to police. And again, the sheet said it probably should be more strict since it can put people in real jeopardy. Reporting live in Chatsworth, Susan Hirosuna, Fox 11 News. Sky Fox.
I need your commentary on that. Holip Sism.
My commentary on that is game, set, and match. It just validates everything that I just said. The BAIO about us section that I just read. How long do we want to continue this Batman versus the Joker relationship with white people? How long do we want to continue this Mr. and Mrs. Smith relationship? That's what I want to know. Like, is there no end? Is there at no point any time that there's so much disrespect that you got to say, you know what, fuck this, I can't deal with this no more? Are you getting off on the interaction between blacks and whites? Are you getting off on the conflict? What is it? What's going on? It's like, and then every time somebody like me comes up and offers a rational, reasonable solution to the problem, and I want to take credit if it's just me. I'm one of the voices out there. We get so much tremendous pushback and blowback and bullshit because of it. So then I'm wondering, so then should I just shut up?
Man, well, brother Holip Sism, they don't like us in Africa. Look at Liberia. They don't like us. They don't like us.
Compared to America, where they just love us.
Right.
They just love us in America. White people love black people. That's the reason why they gave his children 1 cent for their pain and suffering for the loss of their parent. But we just love this abusive relationship, man. And then when somebody it's like, you know what it is, man?
Go ahead.
I'm that dude who's telling his friend to leave that girl.
Right. The one.
This girl is kicking his ass. This girl is fucking all of his co-workers and his brothers and sisters and whatever. But I'm the guy who's saying, yo, son, why don't you leave her? There's other girls out there. No, what are you talking about? You just jealous of what we got. Doesn't that sound exactly like these fools? When I start talking about land infrastructure and nationhood, the only thing that they can do is question, well, how you gonna go about doing it? No, nigga, I want you to tell me whether that's the solution or it's not. And these are the questions that you have to start, the people that's listening have to start asking the people that detract from what it is that we're talking about. You have to ask them that. Tell them to give you a straight answer. You see how I asked for an agree or disagree in the chat room? And the people that's real said agree. I would even take, if a person said disagree, I would consider them real because at least it's forward, at least it's direct. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know what? Like I said, I'm not looking at the chat room, so give it to me, brother. Give me the detractors because I know it's coming.
So here we go. But Hotel Rwanda, they slaughtered each other.
What?
I'm just reading this one, bro.
All right, they're gonna have to elaborate. How is that relevant to anything that I'm talking about?
So you believe Africans go around calling themselves black and they don't beef with each other?
Another thing, how is that relevant to what I'm talking about?
Have you built anything in Africa or anywhere?
No, I'm in America. Have you, the person in America, have black people in America built anything in America? We've been here for damn near 400 years. What have we built in America? It's ours. I want you to give me the name of a dirt road. I want you to give me a highway.
Morehouse, Clark, Atlanta, Howard universities, somewhat the NAACP. I would say the AME Church.
And when we graduate from Howard, we go and we work in our national black corporations. Where do those people go to?
They go to Walmart. Or Amazon.
We own nothing in this country. We own nothing. I hope that this shouldn't be considered a spoiler alert. We own nothing. My question to you is, should we own something? That's the question. The question that I'm asking to the chat room and to the detractors. Should black people own something that's their own? Yes or no?
Hold on, I gotta respond. Hold on. So, okay, Black Cherubim says, I have family members in North Carolina with their own towns and street names. Okay, I need facts.
So wait a minute. Wait, he's saying that his family named the land?
He says, I have family members in North Carolina with their own towns and street names.
Who named it? Who gave it the name?
Black Cherubim. Who named it? Please, in the chat room.
Does that town that they live in have a government? Does it have a state government, a city government?
Kenny J says, America has black founding fathers. Moving to Africa, you lose everything you've built. Don't be fooled by this. Africa talk is only escapism.
I'm glad. Could you name the person that said that?
Kenny J.
Kenny J. Everybody in the chat room, I want you to see that person and see what they said and just acknowledge that that person is a fucking clown. I'm glad. See, I appreciate them saying that because you've exposed yourself as somebody who we should not be listening to. Because what's your solution? We've been here for 400 years. What's your solution? As a matter of fact, why don't you call that family up and give them a conversation about how great and wonderful America is? What do you have to say to that child that got the verdict was $1, then it was reduced to 1 penny, and then it was reduced to nothing for them losing their father? Any words of wisdom, you great sage?
He says you're. Oh, I don't want to. He says you're a coward for running.
Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you for your surrender. I appreciate your white flag of surrender. Because you staying right here getting your ass kicked. So what does that say about you?
Kenny J, who are the black founding fathers?
Yeah, I would love to know the answer to that question.
Kenny J, who are the black founding fathers, brother? If you could please, and don't say John Hanson. Can you please put it in the chat room, the black founding.
What did the black founding fathers leave blacks here in America? What do blacks in America control? Do they control any water supply? Do they control any gas piping or any electrical lines, underground or overhead? Is there a black American toll booth in America, in anywhere in America?
Somebody asks a great question. Kenny J, can you answer this question? How can you set up shop on your enemy's land? Kenny J, can you answer that? And then the other brother, he still hasn't answered the question. I need the names of these cities.
And who named the streets and the roads and the towns? Because every city that I know of in America has a government.
Well, the question is, do they control the government? That's the question.
Right.
Are they sovereign, I guess?
I mean, there's cities and roads called Martin Luther King Highway,
Right.
does that mean that we control the damn street because they named it after Malcolm X or Martin Luther King? Who controls the government? Why we even? It's a rhetorical question, really. He doesn't have to answer it because it can't. It already answers itself. We don't. So once again, back to my question: is Holip wrong when he says that black folks need to have land, infrastructure, and nationhood? Is he right or is he wrong?
He
It's
says
real simple.
that's the point. Take the shit back, dummy. You don't control nothing in Africa.
When you going to take it back? You've been here 400 years. When is it going to happen? I keep hearing this rhetoric.
Black Sherman says they control the local government. He still has not named the city.
He won't. He's not going to.
Black, you still have not named the city, Sherman. Please name the city so we can look it up. All right, but let's continue, man. Let's continue. So I showed you the Tariq situation. That was disturbing.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I mean, did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw it.
SWAT
The thing about it is, man, there was remember that lady? There was a meme going around with a white lady on a phone just recently, like that whole thing, and they kept and everybody thought that was just so. Everybody thought that was just so funny and everything. Oh, it's so hilarious that white women can call the police on black folks. It's so hilarious. Basically, every white person out there has their own personal executor if they want to do something to a black person.
Right. The police.
Yeah, they have their personal executor. So if a white woman can call the cops on you for anything and it end up in you being in a grave. And I saw an article, there was an article from a white woman who said, we need to stop calling the cops on black people. And some black person posted that in Facebook. And I'm saying, so wait a minute. So now your solution to that problem is to appeal to the good nature of the white women that's calling the police on black folks? That's your solution? But I'm the one who's looked at like he's a lunatic because I say we need to have our own. When are people going to stop listening to these black folks and realize that they failed you miserably? They're still even this idiot in the chat room talking about we need to take over. You ain't taking over shit. You ain't rising up.
Rise up. We gotta rise up.
You ain't rising up. You ain't rose up yet. And you not gonna rise up.
Somebody in the chat room just said something profound. We are a foolish people. Sitting here talking about running to Africa is cowardly, but hey, dummy, white folks are over on our continent buying our land. What the fuck? And Chinese, Lebanese, Indians.
Because they keep, and if you notice, and that person made an astute observation, because those people are denying. What they do is they run around. It's a whole bunch of Negro stalling taxes, a whole bunch of confusion, but it becomes less of a problem when you know how to ask the right questions. And I'm really good at asking the right questions to get the answer that I want, because I want to expose you through your answer. Because if you come out against land, infrastructure, and nationhood, you are a clown. And the vast majority of our people, I just want them to realize that when they see somebody offering some type of detraction against that concept, you're dealing with a clown. And they are and it's so crazy, man, how people project on you. You're the coward. You're the coward because this nigga stole your coat and he's walking around your neighborhood with your coat on, and you sitting there talking about how you're gonna rise up one day and take your coat back. And this nigga's walking in front of you every goddamn day and you ain't doing a damn thing about it. But we're the cowards. We're the cowards because we want something of our own. You want to sit here and reminisce over some shit that got taken away from you. I don't know why, man, but this story just really fucking irked me, man.
Okay, and Black Cherubim, the guy that said that his family has cities in North Carolina, listen to this Negro stalling tactic.
Okay.
I don't want to put my peeps at risk by giving you names.
Right.
The city is named after them, allegedly, and streets, and they run the city.
So he doesn't have to put them at risk. All he has to do is answer the question. Who gave that city or that road the name? Did the family do it, or did the government of that city and state do it?
He's saying that his family did it, but I just want to know the name of the city, and he doesn't want to name the city.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to kick him out the chat, bro. I don't have time. Bro.
I don't blame you, because that's usually my move.
Black shirt, you gotta go, man. This is just dusty Negro stalling. You don't want to name the city
Because it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. All right, you gotta go, bro.
Because it's bullshit. And you know what's deep, brother? Here we are having a conversation. We see, we posted the article about what they did to this family. You showed the video of what they did to Tariq Nasheed.
Right.
And instead of us building on that, which is basically just a no-brainer, there's nothing to really talk about or could debate with that. We all know that's giving a clear-cut message to Black folks that you are not welcome, that you're not wanted, and that you're always going to be a second and third class citizen in this country. That's just facts. But instead of us talking and building on that, what are me and you doing? We're sitting up here trying to counter these idiots who are just trying to throw a turd in the punch bowl to any type of Black progress, any type of Black empowerment. And we end up getting involved in some battle with them, and we're not even discussing the solution to the problem. I just want people to see this. Just see it and realize it for what it is. It's Negro stalling tactics. Niggas who love America, niggas who have no intention of doing anything different except getting their ass kicked the same way they did every goddamn day. I want to know, if you're against land infrastructure and nationhood, what's your solution to the problem of what's going on right here in America right now? And I guarantee you what I'm going to get, the answers that I'm going to get is, well, we can take it over. We can do it right here. We can rise up. It's the same goddamn thing, and ain't nobody coming up with nothing new. Nothing new. And then you be wondering why we're in the same position that we in for the last, 200 years?
Longer than that.
Yeah, we've been here, like I said, we've been here 400 years almost, since 1619, where they say slavery officially started.
People, can we get the likes up? We have 156 people watching, only 72 likes. Please stop being stingy with likes. If you're not super chatting, the least you can do is like and share.
Yeah, just click the like button for the brother.
Just click the like button. That's all I'm asking.
It's very simple.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking. Just click the like button. That's all I ask. So people are asking for solutions. They want to get into the nitty gritty.
Nope. No. You're not going to do that. Do we need to have a land infrastructure nationhood and something of our own? Yes or no? If we can't all agree on that, don't get into detail. Like, I always find it funny. If you don't think that a team can beat another team, why do you need that team's playbook?
Okay. The people who are asking are the agree people who are agreeing.
Is there anybody that disagrees? Like, what's the percentage of agree to disagree?
We don't. We have agreements, and then we have, we have cities in North Carolina that are named after our family, but I'm not giving you the name.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. But I mean, that's pretty much what we're getting.
Well, then my next question is, if you agree, there's only one group that I know of, and it may sound like I'm biased, but I'm really not. I'm just being objective about this. Have you signed up to the BAIO Ning site? It's free. Nobody's asking for any money.
We'll put the link in the chat room.
Yeah, nobody's asking for any money. See, what it is that before you can do any type of movement, you have to have some consensus amongst the people. And that's my answer to that. Like, we can't even move forward with details and strategies and tactics if we only have, there's 44 million Black people here in America. You know how many people are on the Ning site? About a little over 300. I mean, that's cool, and I appreciate the 300, but where are all of these people that are dissatisfied with how they're being treated in America? We're offering you a venue and an outlet to express that and to build on that. So then what's the deal? Why haven't you signed up to say, "Oh, I'm for nationhood too"? Because there's people in your state, other people in your state that you can connect with. There's people in New York, there's people in Jersey, there's people in Atlanta, there's people in Arizona, there's people in California, there's people all over. But the problem is we're scattered all over the place. So the BAIO Ning site is a way for us to coordinate with all those people of like mind that want nationhood.
So one of the people that I guess somewhat agree say they're not putting their name on a website. God damn, with these
There you go.
tactics. Oh my
There you
God.
go. It's now you know what I'm talking about, right? When I came up with Negro stalling tactics, it's a real concept. It's not me just coming up with this stuff willy-nilly. It's stuff that I've dealt with all of my life. There's always going to be an excuse as to why you can't do something for yourself and for your people. But you can give money so that the government can go over and bomb Syria. You can do that. Your money goes to all kinds of things, all types of just terrible things against humanity that this government does in your name. And you can live with that. But you don't want to put your name on a website. Well, do you have a username? Create a username. How about scared _Negro at gmail.com? I swear, man, it's like Negro stalling tactics 101. And I'm telling you, there's more coming. You're going to hear every time you have a show, you're going to hear more Negro stalling tactics. Anything that prevents us from making a move. Anything. I feel so bad for this guy's family, man. I think that's what's getting me.
Me too. Guys, please get the likes up. Hit that like button, you guys.
I feel bad for that 7-year-old, that 10-year-old, and that 13-year-old. Because how do they go forward now? Is anybody even fucking thinking about them?
Of course not.
How do they go forward? Like, if you could have a conversation with those kids right now, what would you say?
I mean, what can you say? What assistance can you really offer?
Right.
Outside of, the typical forgive. That's pretty much what we would do. Not me, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Forgive.
But here you have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 13-year-old. So they're children. They're little children. They haven't yet to become functional members of society. They don't have jobs and stuff like that. But so those are 3 kids right there that we're putting out into the atmosphere that they have a future ahead of them. They're only 10, 7, 13. They have a bright future ahead of them in terms of, like the amount of time they have on this earth. What are you setting up for them? What are you telling that mother who lost her husband?
Jesus will take the wheel. It was God's plan.
God's plan. One of the things, I hate to get into this because I don't like touching on religion, but one of the things, like when I grew up in a Christian household. And luckily for me, I have an older brother who took kind of like the hits and stuff for me, so that by the time I came around, they were tired. So they say, well, we ain't gonna force him into this shit because my brother took all the the major hits.
Right.
So they didn't force me into it. But we still had to go to the church and to the Kingdom Hall and all of that nonsense.
You're a Jehovah's Witness.
My father was a Jehovah's Witness and my mother was a Baptist. Think about that.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So, oh damn, I lost my train of thought.
No, your mom.
Where was I going with that?
Jehovah's Witness.
I remember. There was one concept in there when we were going to the church and going to the thing that I had a real major problem with. And that concept is the concept of long suffering. You heard about that in the Bible where they say, oh, you should be long suffering. Who the fuck endorses a religion that tells you to suffer for a long time?
I guess we do.
Long suffering? Does the white man believe in, like, the white people that's religious and go to church? Do they believe in the concept of long suffering?
Absolutely not.
That part of the Bible, they just cut right out. They're like, well, this doesn't work for me. But we embrace it. Because you should suffer a long time. Because if you suffer a long time, that shows how righteous you are.
And you will have a spot in heaven after
Yep.
the suffering.
Your righteousness is dependent upon the amount of suffering you do. That's the reason why if you have an Aliko Dangote, who's a successful black man, he must be working with the devil. Because he's supposed to be destitute, right?
Now I have
You
to
can't be righteous and have money.
let me get your opinion on this. I have to play devil's advocate just a little bit. This is not a Negro stalling tactic. Now you know his boy is Bill Gates. What are your thoughts on that? Because I might just be looking at it too strong. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I really didn't know that.
Right hand man.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Bill Gates was at Aliko Dangote's daughter's wedding at the same table. Sitting
Really?
oh man, hold on.
No, I did not know that. Did not know it.
That's his right hand.
You just educated me.
Right hand man. That is his right hand man. Like, here we go. Oh, let me pull up this picture.
But what do you feel about that?
I don't trust Bill Gates. He has been, like, right now, Bill Gates, he said that 60 million people are going to die soon from an illness. And we already know that's being targeted towards Africa. He's spoken on depopulation, and he wants all of this.
But you froze on me. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hear me?
Okay, yeah, you froze on me. I hear you now.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, my back. You good?
Yeah, you good. Okay,
all right, yeah. I mean, that's his right hand man.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be honest with you, I don't really have I would be shocked if he didn't know Bill Gates, because he's the richest man in Africa. Like, those guys are going to be in that circle. So the fact that he knows him and he's probably done business with him, that doesn't shock me or surprise me at all. But I don't think that he yields any significant influence over him, if that's what you mean.
Hold on, I have to read. Hold on, let me show the picture. Hold on 1 second. Mm-hmm. So that's at his daughter's wedding. That's Bill and Aliko. That's like his right hand man, damn near.
That's like the richest white man and black man in the world.
Next to each other. Facts.
Well, Gates does have more than the Amazon guy, right? Or is the Amazon guy?
It's like one day it's, recently, one day it's Bill. The next couple weeks it's Jeff Bezos. Yeah. Then it's back to Bill. I think it's back to Bill now. But there was a time, I want to say a short period of time, maybe a couple months ago, where it was Jeff.
Oh, okay, so they flip back and forth depending upon whatever the economy is at that time. But yeah, that's the richest white man and black man in the world right there. So I kind of understand them being in the same circles. Like, that doesn't really raise any red flags. And I know that he yields no influence in terms of what Aliko Dangote's business is, because Aliko Dangote is he doesn't need Bill Gates for him to make his money. He's not beholden to Bill Gates in any way. They just know each other through the circles that they're in.
Okay.
So it doesn't really like raise any red flags or make me go, oh shit, he's next, because
Okay.
I got a thing for that too. Like, this whole like, being around white people is sort of like being around a walker from The Walking Dead. Like, if you get too close, they bite you and then you become white. I don't believe in that. I believe our culture is stronger than them. Mm-hmm. Like, I can be around white people all day long. That doesn't mean shit. Like, what matters is, what are you doing? What's your agenda? Do you have one?
Right.
Because that's our problem. It's like, we say, oh, the agenda. Yeah, right, Lewis. There's no such thing as white friends. Got you. I believe that. Oh, here it is. Dangote is a sellout. Who is he selling out? Oh my God. Who's he selling out to? Who's his master?
If someone wants to answer that question.
No one's going to answer. No one's going to answer. Because what you got is conscious community talking points. It's quick knee-jerk responses. It's like, you know how Donald Trump said make America great again, and fake news and this. These are the equivalent of that. It's like just talking points, sound bites that you throw out to kill conversation. That's all. Brother, are you there? Oh, you're there. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, like you go in and out on me.
I hope you know, I don't know what it is. Hopefully it's not my Wi-Fi, you know, but
Yeah.
we should be okay.
For the most part, it's good, but you know, like occasionally it goes out.
Okay. So, I mean, you know, we discussed Negro stalling tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in the chat room said, and please forgive me, I forgot who. She said that trucker. What's trucker's full name? Hold on. She's a female trucker, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She said that Black people are just too comfortable here in America, so they rather just tolerate the injustices. How do you feel about that?
It's
Like
100% true. But see, the thing is, like, brother,
truck driving diva. That's what it is. Adventures of Truck Driving Diva. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
she's correct. And the thing about it is that what we got to like. All right, I'm going to address this, and I know it won't be the last time, but because I've done it so many times, it's becoming irritating to me. But I'm going to do it again.
Go ahead.
When we say we support land, infrastructure, and nationhood, that does not mean that everybody for land, infrastructure, and nationhood has to pack their bags, get out of America, and go to Africa. That's not what it means. What it means is that you have to support the concept of land, infrastructure, and nationhood. And that can be done right here in America.
Mm.
You don't have to leave and go anywhere. But if the infrastructure is in place for you to support it, would you do that or would you not? Now, in terms of the BAIO, I want to be very clear with this. If you're coming to the BAIO expecting Holip, me, King Holip, the T'Challa of BAIO, to rally, I'm going to go running into the. It's not about me. I'm not the leader. Kala is not the leader. There is no leader in the BAIO. The BAIO is a principle. Land, infrastructure, nationhood. How many people believe in that concept and how we can network with each other and build with each other? That's what it is. If you're coming in there looking for some charismatic leader to lead you forward, then you're going to the wrong place. We've had that already. What we don't have is a principled movement yet, but we can have one. It's in place. The infrastructure is in place for it. So that's the thing I want people to understand. It's not about you picking up and going to Africa. Get that out of your mind. Do you have to pick up and go to Africa by signing up with the BAIO Ning site? Do you have to pick up and go to Africa to like this video that you're watching right now? Do you have to pick up and go to Africa to share this video on your social media, on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all those other venues? Do you have to go to Africa to do that? Do you have to go to Africa to put a post on Facebook that says Black people need land, infrastructure, and nationhood in a nation of their own? Do you have to be in Africa in order to do that?
No.
So I don't understand why this is not really some line in the sand when it comes to us having our own. You can be right here in America. There's a lot of people that I know that say, listen, like Queen Afama, the sister that passed a year or so ago. She was very upfront and said, listen, my family's here. My roots is here in terms of what I'm familiar with and what I know. So I support nationhood, but I can only support it, like over here. She was very honest with that. And I totally understand that. I totally understand that. Because I had it in my head that, oh yeah, I'm going to Africa, and then my mom got sick. That threw everything out. Then my mom eventually passed. And then the brother that I was working with on like going over to the continent, he passed. So I understand, man. It's like there's things that's going to keep you here, and there's no shame in that. So when I go against the we can do it right here people, I don't want you to think that I'm talking about you, the person who supports nationhood, but you want to stay in America. I'm not attacking you in any way. The people that I attack is the people that is against land infrastructure and nationhood and us having a base of operations on the continent. Those are the people that I attack. When I say that, when I go through my rundown, the we can do it right here rundown that I do, I'm talking about them. I'm not talking about you. And should I do the rundown? Maybe they're not familiar with what that rundown is.
Yeah, please do. Please.
They should. If anybody listens to me, you probably heard this like multiple times. But my rundown.
Real quick, you got a guy. He says he knows you. His name is Lathanos23. Are you familiar with that screen name? Lathanos23.
Wait, let me go. I never heard.
Well, his comment is that he, Brian Cole, appreciate the super chat, and Carl Willis, thank you for the super chat. Everyone who super chatted, thank you so much. In fact, people who super chatted, email me your address, and I will send you a postcard. Shit, Brian, I'll send you another one.
Oh, he said he doesn't know me. Okay.
I swear he said he thought he knew you.
Yeah,
never mind. No, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were the rundown. We were.
Oh yeah, when I talk about when I get online and I call them the we can do it right here, Captain America Negroes, militant integrationists, Black Power Americans, situation radicals, arbitrary activists, conveniently conscious, Facebook and YouTube pretendians, right, Native American tweeters, indigenous Instagrammers, and Stockholm syndrome having ass Negroes. When I talk about them, I'm not talking about the people that choose to stay in America. What I'm talking about is the people that say that we can't have anything on the continent. That's who I'm talking about. So I just want to be clear on that. If anybody felt like I'm personally insulting you because you're in America or you choose to stay in America, I'm not doing that. And if you thought I was, I apologize.
Somebody said Yoruba cities are too messy. Now, isn't Ife a Yoruba city, or is that that's a Yoruba city? I'll be in Ife, Osugbo, Benin City, in a couple months. Actually, Ife is nice. Ife is real nice.
Ask him why he hasn't built a personal business or residence anywhere in Africa if that's his mission. Because I don't want to. I didn't. What's the point? Do I have to? Like if I did or if I didn't, how is that relevant to what we're talking about? I'm one person. Whether I personally choose to be on the continent or whether I choose to be here, how is that relevant to the concept of land infrastructure and nationhood as a solution to our problems? See, this is the problem. This is the problem, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is the problem. It's like you can't offer an individual solution to a systemic problem. It just doesn't work.
Right.
The point you're speaking in what you don't know about. Tell me what I don't know, Lacey Williams. What don't I know? Because I'm saying the solution is land infrastructure nationhood. Is that the solution or is it not, Lacey Williams? Yes or no? Yes or no?
But everybody, well, Lacey, as you I guess ponder that.
Wow, it sure takes a while to type YES or NO.
Everybody, please, we have 170 people watching, 171 people watching, 125 likes. Please get the likes up. And yes, I will be in Nigeria in August. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to going to Ile-Ife, Benin City, Osubo, and yes, I will be in Lagos as well. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. And those are beautiful places. I cannot wait.
Now she says, I live by it. That's cool. So then why are you against me? Why are you going up against me and trying to track from what I'm saying if you're for the concept? That makes no sense. If anything, you know what? If Lacey is more experienced with nationhood, maybe Lacey should come into the BAIO and offer some of her experience to the people.
Lacey brought up Tuba, Senegal. I've been going to Tuba for the past let's see here, 5 years now. I'll be in Tuba in October for MAGA. I'm very familiar with Tuba, Senegal. What about Lacey? You didn't build Tuba, Senegal. That city was built by the moderate community under the guidance of Sheikh Amadou Bamba. Now, come on now. Are you a member of the Amadou Bamba family? So yeah, Don Williams, hit the super chat button next to the emoji icon. You have the $sign. Hit that button. But yeah, I'll be. Lacey, are you saying you helped build Tuba? Are you familiar with Tuba, Holip, Sism?
No.
All right, so Tuba, Senegal is I would say the spiritual city headquarters of the Murid community in Senegal. It stands for Tree of Paradise. And it was built under the guidance of Sheikh Amadou Bamba. And I go there every year for the MAGA. In fact, Lacey Williams, if you have a home in Tuba, we need to meet in October when I'm there for MAGA, because I will be there. I'm there every MAGA.
I just want to know why. You know what? Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm done. But yeah, that's
now we can talk about something else, because I'm just frustrated with the fact that whenever I come into these forums, you have people who claim that they are for Africa, they in Africa, they have all this experience in Africa, but yet why aren't they talking about the things that I'm talking about and how we're being treated like shit here in America? No, they're deciding to take their time and go at Holip or the question. Listen, man, more than likely if you're in Africa and you have more experience with the African continent, you are way ahead of the game than I am. But like I've said many, many times, this is not about Holip. Why are you concentrating on me? What I personally decide to do in my life is my business. I can stay here on the continent, in America, or I can go to the continent. How is that relevant to the solution that's plaguing our people here in America? How is it relevant?
Hey, hold on, Sism. Kenny J says, we are American. Our solution is to embrace patriotism.
He's trolling, right?
I don't know. I think he's serious. I don't know.
He's trolling. He's gotta be. That can't be a serious question. Or a serious response, I should say.
And control the culture. Embrace patriotism.
I think Kenny, I agree with Mr. Jones. I think Kenny G needs to go. Kenny J, or whatever the hell his name is. He needs to get out.
Oh God. Yeah, go ahead.
Lewis, peace to Lewis Randall. That's a good brother right there.
Yeah, peace, bro.
And Regina Davidson.
But Lacey, seriously, we need to link up in Tuba. Tuba is a city that's very dear to me. I go there every year. It is the capital. I mean, here we go, Holism. Tuba is to, I guess, Senegal, or to the Mooric community what Rome is to Catholicism.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like it's like I'm sorry, not Rome, Vatican City. I'm sorry. It's like what Vatican City is to the Catholic Church or to Catholicism. It's like Tuba is the holy city of the Murid community in Senegal. In fact, it's the holy city, period. It has its own autonomous, pretty much government. It's pretty much its own sovereign city, like city state, kind of like Vatican City in Senegal. It's sovereign.
Somebody asked, they say they confuse, have I established nationhood or am I advocating for it? How do you establish nationhood as an individual? How does one individual establish nationhood for a collective people? I think maybe that's the reason why that's confusing, because we have to realize that we in this thing together, man. I mean, and I'm not talking about every single black person, because there's, like I said, there's like 44 million black people here in America. But we have enough of a demographic of people that really want to have something of their own. And I think that instead of us engaging in these little back and forths, like these trivial matters, what we need to do is, first of all, have an overriding consensus. And if you notice, I keep pushing this and I'm not letting it go. Should we have land, infrastructure, and a nation of our own? Yes or no? And if you say yes, then you should be signed up to the BAIO Ning site. If you say no, then you've exposed yourself as a clown, and no one should be listening to anything that you have to say. You should be down with Kenny G, I keep saying Kenny G, Kenny J, and the rest of these idiots that you've blocked. You know? And stop concentrated on me and trying to look at me like I'm some cult of personality. I'm a dude from Brooklyn that was raised in the projects, man. I'm nobody. In the grand scheme of things, I'm irrelevant. The question is, what are we going to do collectively as a people to deal with the problems that we are facing here in this country? And I personally feel, this is my personal take, that we need to have something of our own. That's it. You don't have to follow me anywhere. You don't have to give me a goddamn dime. I don't make my money off of black people. I have a job. I work. So I don't need anything from you. All I'm saying is, do you agree that we should have a nation of our own? And if you do, go to the BAIO Ning site and get with people in your area. That's simple. Because I can be here today or gone tomorrow, and land, infrastructure, nationhood will still be the solution to the problem. So forget about me. Stop concentrating on me. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not the prince of this or the king of that or the grand poobah of nationhood. It has nothing to do with me. And as soon as we realize that and stop looking for leadership, stop looking for personalities to follow behind, then maybe we'll be way ahead of the curve of what we are right now. But anyway.
Are you familiar with Jay Morrison, the Mr. Real Estate?
I've heard of that name, but I'm not that familiar with him.
Okay, he has the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Let me I want to play this real quick. Let me get your thoughts on it, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Many of our communities have experienced a type of economic erosion where many properties are left desolate, unsafe, or even vacant for extended periods of time, mainly due to practices such as redlining, mortgage discrimination, blockbusting, deindustrialization, and economic disinvestment from the public and private sector. In addition, studies show that vacant properties in a neighborhood are correlated to increased violence and criminal activity. The most common method of economic revitalization that occurs in most of these communities is called gentrification. This is where members of a more affluent community pool public and private resources in order to make investments into poorer areas, forcing some of the most economically vulnerable members to move away. In the end, the community loses its identity, culture, and history, while the problems of poverty, lack of economic resources, or quality education still exist for the displaced. Tulsa Real Estate Fund is an SEC-registered Regulation A+ Tier 2 economic vehicle for urban communities to collectively pool their dollars and gain control over the revitalization of their own neighborhoods. Due to a new SEC regulation, for the first time, members of the community can invest as low as $500 into a real estate crowd fund and become part owners of all types of real estate investments, such as hotels, apartment buildings, schools, hospitals, or even large blocks of single or multifamily homes. Here's how it works. Tulsa Real Estate Fund will collect capital from a pool of socially conscious investors, then search for quality real estate investment opportunities in economically depressed neighborhoods, purchasing properties to be fixed up and either sold or held onto for rental income. As the properties make payments and or increase in value, the fund participants as co-owners of the portfolio of investments will receive an 8% preferred return and a 50-50 split of the remaining profits with the fund managers. In addition to receiving the return on their capital, the Tulsa Fund real estate investor will have had the opportunity to create jobs in their community, participate in neighborhood improvements, positively impact local public spending, all the while creating a new legacy of ownership and financial investment. We welcome you to explore this innovative 21st century economic solution.
What do you think, Holip?
I support that. Like I think people think that I'm against any type of progress here in this country, and I'm not. I just think that we can help programs like that and other things if we would just embrace the fact that you have a direct market, a direct line of trade with the African continent if you want it. It just seems counterproductive and stupid to me that people don't want to take advantage of that. Like there's no conflict. I've said this before, and I think I said it on the last broadcast that we had, that there's no conflict or contradiction between Black Wall Street and Liberia. None whatsoever. In the context of the BAIO, Liberia would be the nation state and Black Wall Street would be the satellite community. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like anybody that's trying to do something to empower our people in this country, I would be a fool to be against that. You know? Lewis Randall says Black people don't understand the concept of a short game and a long game, and he's right. You know, it's like I said this before, probably in one of my videos, but I never said it on your thing. If anybody out in the group has ever played chess, chess is broken up into 3 stages. It's the opening, where you establish your pieces. It's the mid game, where you start attacking pieces, and then it's the end game. What is the end game? And I'm not going to get into that because I know you and Minister DeWood are going to touch on that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have a great opening, a great mid game, but if you have no good end game, you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know people. I play chess with people because I'm just learning. My brother taught me, and me and him have been playing, and he's been teaching me, and we've been, you know. So I am hardly an expert at it, but I know the basic concept. And I know that a person who has an excellent end game, they could have a bad opening, they could have a bad mid game, but if they end game is fantastic, they will beat you. So you got to have all 3. You know what I'm saying? And what is our end game here in America? I keep asking that. And like I said, I don't want to get into it because I know y'all are going to touch on that. Mm-hmm. But you better have one. Here's my question. I want to ask everybody in the chat room so that you can understand why I keep pushing land infrastructure nationhood. Why do I keep saying LIN? I want you to answer this question and try to answer it in either a word or a sentence. What is the Black agenda?
There isn't one in America.
Anybody want to give it a shot? What's the Black agenda?
Per, poor Black leadership, the Black agenda is feminism, LGBTQ, and non-Black illegal aliens. That's become the Black agenda. It's funny, but I mean, I'm just going off what Maxine Waters and Negro leadership is pushing.
Is anybody answering? I'm out of the chat room, so I don't know. Anybody answer? What is the Black agenda?
Somebody said the Black agenda is coonery.
Well, you know, yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to get an answer from the detractors. Oh, Duke of York is in the group. Black agenda is reparations for descendants of slaves. That's the agenda? Does everybody agree with that? The Black agenda is reparations?
I mean, I agree with that part. I mean, that's a part of the agenda, I would say.
You notice something, don't you, brother?
Go ahead.
Look at the chat room. Do you see any clear-cut answers?
As far as one Black agenda, no.
Yeah. How many people in it? Well, I don't know how many people in the group or in the chat room are a part of the BAIO. But if you go to a person in the BAIO and you ask them what is the BAIO agenda, what will they say?
Land, infrastructure, nationhood.
Boom. Boom. Notice that it's not vague, it's not abstract, it's tangible, and it's concrete. This is how you know when you're dealing with people who have seriously pondered and contemplated and come up with a solution, and people that just out here bullshitting. I call them Duke of York people. That's the that's the difference between real people and Duke of York people. And who's that other idiot in the group? Jones Kayalo, that idiot. Those are the ones, like when you got Duke of York and Jones Kayalo, when those are your leaders or those are your great sages of wisdom, then it's no wonder why we're in the position we are as a people. It's no wonder. But anyway, brother, did you want to? Was there anything else you wanted to touch on? Because I'm getting ready to get.
I think we've covered everything, brother. I mean, I appreciate you for coming on. Can't wait to get the brother Dawood on here when he gets, when he gets free. But and have you on as well. But yeah, I think we covered everything. I mean, we covered.
Do you think have I sufficiently clowned Jones Kayalo and Duke of York yet? I mean, because I can give them some more if you want.
I mean, you want like a 5 minute?
Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Okay. Yeah, we got them. They're they'll come around one day.
But anyway, I appreciate the time, brother.
He said he's smarter than you.
Of course he is. That's why he's in the chat room. But I appreciate the time, and I love everybody. Oh, my brother Jonathan Hill is in the group in the chat room. I see.
Shout
Peace
out to
him, Jonathan Hill. You gotta get. That's another brother that you need to get on the show.
Hey, shoot me email, Jonathan. Search for huru@gmail.com, or just get with Holip Sism, and
Yeah, I'll give you his info, Jonathan. But he definitely needs to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
And Regina, peace to you and peace to everybody else. If I missed your name, don't feel bad because I'm just now looking at the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it for me, brother.
All right, brother. Well, everybody, please go to the BAIO site. I'll put it in the chat room once again. Make sure you go there and sign up. But once again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Please go to search for Huru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, Africa Personified on those same platforms. Make sure you go to africapersonified.africa, search for huru.com, dynasmir.com, and amazon.com. Search your name, Dynasmir. Please buy a book. Until next time, family, I enjoyed the show. This is a great session. Great show.
Thank you.
No
Peace.
problem.